Good morning. Welcome to Trail Talk. I am so glad you could join us. Yeah, we are just a smidge late, but it's worth the wait. I promise you. I'm Edie, and I am live at the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center in Duncan, Oklahoma. And we are in our gallery, specifically the featured artist portion of our gallery, because today's guest on Trail Talk is Brendon Williams. And Brendon, if you would join me, please. Ta-da, here he is. We're very excited for you to get to know Brendon. And his opening reception is tomorrow evening from 5:30 to 8 p.m. right here at the Heritage Center. It's a free to the public event, and we sure hope you'll come by and check out his pieces. So, Brendon, welcome to Trail Talk.
I am very happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. So, I really haven't had a chance to get to know you at all. And the viewers, I'm sure, would like to know a little bit about you. So, first of all, are you from Oklahoma?
I am from Oklahoma. I was born and raised in Oklahoma City. I only ever left to join the Army.
Okay.
And that took me to Colorado and Georgia.
Okay. I was I wouldn't call it stalking. I was doing research.
Right.
You know, trying to find out some interesting things about you. And I noticed that there was a write-up from an art organization about you as an artist prior to joining the Army. Yeah, it was from a minute ago. I think like maybe 2019 was the date of this article, or this, it wasn't even an article, it was just kind of a blurb about your artwork. Anyway, so you've been an artist for a while. When did you realize that you were interested in creating art?
Okay, so that story, I believe, dates back to 34 years ago.
Someone's about to tell us his age. Just saying.
I was the first like clippings of drawings that I have would have been when I was like 4 years old, and they were comic book characters and cartoon characters that I was trying to, that
like
I wanted to recreate. Yes.
You enjoyed?
Absolutely, because my dad had comics, and my older sister was kind of interested in comics. So it was like, these were the people that existed in my world. So, how do I get their attention? How do I draw them in? And it's like, hey, I can make that too.
Exactly. Wow. So that's pretty interesting. So in school, then
I was drawing and I wasn't reading anything.
Okay. No, I get it. I find when I talk to artists, they don't always fit the mold of your student, what a picture perfect student might be, because in your brain, you were probably thinking about things that you could be doing, drawing, creating.
Let me defend myself.
Yeah.
Let me defend myself. I was a perfect student.
Okay.
Just not for my math teacher.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or my English teacher.
Or your reading teacher, or your history teacher.
Or my art history teacher.
Oh, okay.
I gave them everything I had, but regular history, maybe not so much.
Yeah, no, I get that. I really do. So even from a very young age, you found inspiration in just things that were a part of your life to draw. Did you take all the art classes that you could when you were in school?
Yes, and when I, once you get to that age where you have like some control over your schedule, I would say I need one gym class, and if I get 2 electives, then it needs to be art and art.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take an extra language class. I don't want to, go. Give me the art class.
Right.
Even if it says underwater basket weaving, put me in there.
Okay, so you've grown up with a love for art. Did you have you taken outside of like high school? Have you taken art classes beyond?
Yes, and this is where I found like art electives. So
Uh-huh.
like art business classes, uh, so like some of those like fun classes, like wine and painting classes. I've done those, and I'm bringing that up now, and I believe that is significant because there was a time that I was an art teacher, and something that I always said was that I learned more about art as an art teacher than I ever learned as a student. So like for me, it's just a matter of like how much exposure, how much variety can I bring in order to create this next thing that I'm gonna.
So would you say it kind of forced you to learn about other techniques,
Yes.
other things? And so, because in order to teach it, you have to know it yourself.
Right, or and also get like an understanding of what this problem is that we're looking for the solution for.
Okay.
So like, when you're a student in the traditional sense,
Right.
like there's this set curriculum, there are these set solutions, there are these things that have already been like discovered that they're sharing with you, right? Whereas like when you are teaching and the students bringing you this problem, hey, I messed this up, and then you're like, okay, doing quantum computing, trying to figure out how to like pull these strings back together to fix something. You end up learning a whole lot.
Right.
So I have looked for non-traditional art learning experiences to learn more about art, and we went all the way around the Chisholm Trail to get that answer.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I love that because every artist has their own story, has their own way of stretching themselves, of learning new, of experimenting with different techniques and things. And so I'm always very interested to hear what brings an artist from sketching comic book characters to what you are doing today. And so I think that's very interesting. So, yeah, so before you joined the Army, were you a teacher and an artist, or when did you, I asked you earlier if you were like full-time artist, and you said that you are now, which is a pretty amazing accomplishment to be a full-time artist and be able to support yourself. And so I'm kind of interested in how did that transition come about?
Okay, so prior to the Army, I was an art teacher. I taught at Douglas High School, and I did like one full cycle. So like the kids that were sixth graders, when I came in, I taught them all the way until they were seventh graders. I think they started seventh
grade. Okay.
So started at the seventh grade, I taught them until they graduated.
Okay.
And then I was at that point where I was like, oh man. And I was doing art kind of on the side, but that was my main effort was given to the kids and to teaching them. But I was doing art along the way to also show them like, hey, y'all, not only am I teaching you like these little techniques, I'm also trying to show you all how you can take this and make a living out of it. Every day.
But you weren't there yet. Right? That was your goal.
I'm gonna say I had a lot of youth in me still.
Yeah.
Right. And at that mark, I realized I was at a crossroads, and it was like, well, I have this desire to go to the moon.
Right.
I want to, maybe I want to still try to make it to the NBA or something like, and I wanted to try some of these other things outside of art. And the Army recruiters coming into my classroom, I'm telling these kids that they can do anything and everything that they want to do. And then, this recruiter is always in my room. And then he's like, yeah, man, we have a pathway through the Army to outer space. And I'm like, he's like, we also have a pathway to athletics. And I'm like,
right.
man, what am I gonna do? So then I I left the school and I joined the Army so that I could potentially go to outer space and maybe even play some more basketball.
Right?
Uh,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Did I go to outer space?
did you?
No.
No.
I didn't make it to
Okay,
outer
all right,
space.
yeah. Basketball career?
But I did make it to an Army basketball team. Not like the national basketball team, but like the post basketball team. So that was,
You know what, though, that you were enjoying yourself and you were trying a lot of other things. I think that that's a great story. I think that's an important thing for kids to be able to know and understand. You're not always going to be able to say, this is exactly what I want to do with my life. There are a lot of things I want to try to do. And you tried them, good for
Yes,
you. And,
yes.
you know, you found a way to do it that was, it was a safe environment for you to attempt those things because you had a job
right.
as well. And so I think that that's a really important thing for people to know.
I do agree with the safety first method. I do also believe that there is a trailblazing path that
Right.
works as method, business model that works as well. That's more of a like one-on-one, let me hold your hand though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like broadcast that because it is a little bit reckless.
Right. But I mean, sometimes you know, go big or go home, right? Sometimes you have to just kind of try it.
Like, hey, this is it. We're all in.
Yeah.
We're all in, and
Yeah.
God is gonna make it work for us.
Right, exactly. So, during your military career, did you have opportunities to be an artist? Like create any art as well?
Yes. And man, I'm actually not gonna share that story that just popped into my head.
That's okay. I mean, you have one really great, I'm gonna say at least a nod to the military,
Yes.
one of the pieces here in the show.
Yes.
Was that inspired by your time in the military or something?
I wish I had a better story for this one. This one was created on the request of my church. It was part of a Memorial Day presentation. And sure, the image that's there, you got to come to the show to see the image.
Right, yeah.
We're gonna talk about it. It's really cool. It's right there.
It's right there.
And it has like this 3D effect where if you look at one thing, it puts other things in focus, and it's like a travel.
Yeah, it really is. I think that especially someone with ties to the military would be very moved by that piece. And I can appreciate how much that probably meant to your church when you were able to create that for them. I have to say though that there has to be some part of you in that with your military.
Yeah,
your time in the military.
Well, there's a lot of me in this one. I was my model reference, so I mean that's my hand. I didn't make a new hand for that. There's some self-portrait in there, and like I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have modeled for it if I didn't still like love the Army. If I didn't still respect the mission. Yes, I'm out now, but I do still pray for my brothers that are still fighting the fight, that are still out there, and my future brothers that want to join. So like, I have no hard feelings towards the Army. I am very, very grateful for all the things that I learned while I was in. So yeah, all that's in there.
Just by talking about this though, it gives the viewers an idea that there's not one like straight theme in your art. You have a kind of an eclectic show here, I would say, and so there's something for everyone here.
To that point, my desire, my mission, my thought for this show was my breadth. Like how wide can I present? I've been working on this for a year. So this is art from best days of my life, worst days of my life, regular days of my life,
Right.
like all of it is here. So
that's cool to know that. I think that that's something that people who come to visit, knowing that this is a year of your life,
mhm.
you know, and a year caught in art. That's kind of a cool
Art.
concept, actually.
Art and now music. Oh,
Okay.
that's a surprise.
Okay. Actually, it's not. I
Oh,
find
you knew?
yeah,
Oh.
well, I find that creative people have more than one, typically have more than one way to be creative. That's what I have discovered
Mhm.
in talking to folks. It's impressive to me how varied people's creativity can be.
Very,
So
very
you're write music, perform music. What is that? We're just gonna chase this rabbit a little bit. The viewers know I'm kind of a rabbit chaser.
No, that's all good. It's all good. I mean, because we're talking about the show, and this is going to be part of my presentation. So, the music. I lost the train. I lost the train of thought chasing the rabbit.
Oh, okay. Rabbit got away for now. We'll come back to it. When it comes back to you, let me know. We'll jump back over there.
Okay.
But first, let's take a look at some of the pieces that you brought in this collection.
Very
Okay. So this piece has been kind of blurred out, but we found out earlier, if we kind of give it like this, you can see. So tell us about this piece. What was your inspiration? And by the way, I think whatever the inspiration is, I think it's just great that you see art in a lot of things.
Mhm.
So,
Well,
so
thank
tell
you.
us, what was this?
Okay. So this is, Lord forgive me, the Church of Gold. It is a chapel in Venice, and the reference came from my older sister, who is a world traveler.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could have been there with her.
Mhm.
However, I wasn't. She sent me the photo, and I said, well, there's only one way for me to process this.
Right.
And I have to explore every single possible detail that I possibly can.
Well, and detail, I think, is the key on this particular piece. The details are, whoops, I lost it again. The details are unbelievable. I mean, this is just kind of a captivating piece.
Well, it's a captivating chapel.
Right.
And we spent in college, we spent months talking about chapels. So I have, an affinity for I love Baroque chapels and all, and the Corinthian columns, and
Yeah, he's
I'm
slipping
sliding.
out. Yeah, he slipped out of some forces pulling him out. So, what is your medium for this?
This is graphite.
Okay,
And
I think you kind of like graphite. You have done several, or at least that's.
graphite it's the best. It's so versatile, and it gives you can get softness out of it. You can get detail out of it.
Right.
I do spend a lot of time with graphite. Yes.
And I guess it's easy. I mean, I've messed with graphite a little bit. It's easy to kind of smudge a little bit, blur it out to where you don't have those solid lines
Right.
with it, or you can get a very distinct line and shading with it.
I use a 0.3 lead tip. I mean, some days I can't even see the lead that's
Tiny.
pushed out whatever I'm going in and making like those little crevices. And something I started using, I didn't use it on this, but here lately to force what I call copy.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been using a paintbrush, and yes, this is smudge, but with the paintbrush, it turns it into
just a dry brush.
Yeah, just a dry brush, and
Interesting.
I'd like to believe so. And when the horse comes back, which was supposed to be here today,
That's okay. He'll be here tomorrow.
he'll be here tomorrow. You'll get to see some of this effect that I'm talking about. It's like cheating.
Because
It's like art cheating. You gotta come to see it.
Was
It makes me
this
speechless.
thing that, was this something that you were taught to use a brush, or did you just experiment with it?
It was something that I found in experimentation. I'm not gonna lie. I have seen others do it with charcoal especially. And I'm always like, charcoal is so messy. I just don't even care to even
Right, it
turn
is
my
a
nose
messy,
up.
yeah.
And then for whatever reason, I tried it for myself and I was like, where have you been all my life? I'm just glad I didn't have it in high school or in college. I wouldn't have known how to act. I wouldn't have acted right.
Yeah. So did you get an art degree
Yes.
in college? Okay.
And ooh, that was a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom and dad were like,
Oh.
you already know how to draw.
Yeah.
Go get a business degree instead. Learn how to sell your art.
Yeah.
That was like the last thing I heard him say. So.
Now that is interesting. You mentioned a business or art business, I think it's how you said it. I sometimes not every artist has the knack to run a business as well. So I love that people see the whole picture and they teach artists how to be business people too.
Yes.
And so would you say that was a really beneficial thing for you to be able to, or do you have other artists who have kind of given you advice? Kind of talk about that, because if you're a full-time artist, being a businessman has to be a big part of what you do.
Yes, absolutely. So
you want to get trade out?
Yeah, let's trade out.
One moment. We're going to trade out. That one is a heavy piece.
And we're gonna go with this one.
Okay.
Who would traditionally be right here on that spot?
He's gonna be on the wall tomorrow.
So, we're gonna talk about these three guys. I call them the Three Kings, and this one is gold. Frankincense, myrrh, and gold. And I'm bringing him up because the art and business piece, right? These three guys have been helping me mold. There's more to my what I'm now calling them my board, my committee board. And there are probably a few others. My board of directors. There you go. Which is part of it. Like everybody kind of already has one. Like you have one in existence right now, I promise. But it's activating them to the thought like, hey, you guys are going to help me achieve this insane goal that I have of, racing Ferraris every Wednesday. Like, you're gonna help me make that happen. And
this guy is I'm going to call you a dreamer, but in a really good way.
Yeah.
I love that you think so big. I love that.
Hey,
it's awesome.
If it's not the right direction, God will redirect us somewhere in the middle.
There you go.
But still, I have this, right? This is this thing that I can produce, and they have helped me manage it in a way that I can also monetize it while still being creative and just finding the people that need these images in their businesses or in their lives, and also like molding my message so that the people that need it realize that this is the thing that they need, and I'm here to deliver.
Okay. That sounded very art business. I mean,
creative, but like still like some information
that people or businesses need.
Image.
Yeah, something for them, for themselves, for I don't know, evoke emotions or create an environment.
Yes.
Whatever the case is, that's very business-like thinking. But you see your art as the catalyst for whatever that need is.
Yes.
That is that's cool. I would say you kind of got this business thing. I mean, I don't know how you are with numbers. That's another thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. I've got a CFO. We never agree.
Yeah, that would probably be pretty typical. Okay, so gold, frankincense and myrrh.
Uh-huh.
Are these guys like not for sale?
They're not for sale.
Okay,
They
I
are,
wouldn't sell my board of directors either.
I
would
mean,
keep
they
them.
are gifts for them. They are here because I do want everyone to see like, hey, you could have one of these yourself for
Yeah.
your board of directors,
Right.
your frankincense golden bird, but for I will be delivering these to these individuals.
To your,
Yes.
your board. So, but other pieces are going to be available for purchase.
Yes.
Is that's right?
Yes.
Yes.
And we'll,
You want to move on to?
yeah, let's
Okay.
move to something
All right.
that will be
We'll do
available
gold.
for purchase.
Put him over here where he's going to be prominently hung. And
Let's go with the young dreamer achiever.
herself, right here. I made him pick this one because I really love, I don't know if you guys can tell who this is, but immediately I knew this is, I'm going to call it a tribute to Clara Looper.
Absolutely.
Is what this is. She is, we call her an Oklahoma history hero around here when we teach about her. And I always point out to the students her courage and her commitment to pursuing what is right, no matter what the cost might be.
Yep.
And what an example she set for the NAACP youth who she took with her during the sit-ins. And you know where the Cat's drugstore used to be, on that corner, they're going to be putting up a monument.
Very good.
A Clara Looper monument.
Very
And a friend of the Heritage Center, an artist named LaQuincy Reed.
I know.
Do you know LaQuincy?
I've
He has created that monument for her. He also did a bust of Clara Looper for the state capitol.
Yes.
Anyway, so I mean, LaQuincy is another guy who was a teacher, a high school art teacher, and has gone full-time now.
Yes.
But anyway, Clara Looper, I just think that her story is just an amazing story. She went to the University of Oklahoma right after the segregation was, kind of dismissed, but anyway, she earned a master's degree, and she's just an Oklahoma icon.
Yes.
And so I think it's so cool that you put this in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So anyway, I rattled on. Now I should let you talk about it. It's your piece of art.
No, the next piece, we're done. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything after that.
Do we have any bids for this piece?
Right. Just give me your best offer right now. Here we go. You can take it home before anyone else gets to see it.
So why did you pick Clara Looper? There are many African-American Oklahoma history heroes. I don't know if that was a specific, if you were specifically choosing an African-American person, or if that was, if she was just the person, but why did you pick her?
So, all right, I've got two answers for you. We're gonna go with my personal one first. So everyone has that story, right, about how she like desegregated, a lot of like Oklahoma, or
right, yeah,
maybe even more than that through her actions. But for me personally, she's the reason why I got to go to college. So like, that might be like everyone's like how she's your hero, but she's my hero because she got me like this incredible opportunity to learn, to grow, to become, like, put me in position to win, like, for the rest of my life. Like,
so how would you say, how was she a direct impact for you?
so, I mean, That was indirect, right?
Okay.
But it was still direct because it was her actions that
Okay.
made it possible for me to
Mhm.
go to school.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like
Yes.
otherwise, I would have gotten here eventually, I think, but it would have been maybe another 20 years from now. Who
Right.
knows?
Well, I know that there's like a Clara Looper scholarship.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay,
through
that's what I was
OCU.
wondering. So
Yeah.
you were a recipient of
Right,
her
right.
scholarship.
I mean, and like I take that personally. Like
Uh-huh.
I was a recipient of it. I
Uh-huh.
didn't have to be. There were others that applied that didn't get it. So like, it was. I don't know if she was like Brendon Williams is gonna come up one day,
Right,
and then
yeah.
I'm gonna make this path for him. But
That's,
that's what happened.
yeah,
And therefore I give her thanks. And
that is a great story. I love that.
and then I made the point of reference for others, through the shape of Oklahoma,
Mhm.
and like to like also include like the some of the counties and like she did these things, and it directly impacts us.
Mhm.
So
Right, so there are things that we do in our lives that impact generations to come.
mhm,
And so we should make sure we do things that are really gonna positively impact the future, right?
right.
And that's what
absolutely.
Clara Looper did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
And
trying my best to follow.
are
these things.
you are
I'm a
a
recipient,
recipient of that. That
and
is-
now I'm trying to syndicate.
Yeah, nice, very nice. I love that. All right, let's pull up your piece that you really want
Yeah.
to talk about.
Let's break the internet. Here we go.
Here we go. See how tall it is when we put it. I'm wondering if we should.
We'll just get what
put
we
it up
get.
there. It'll go, the camera will go high enough. Okay,
Here we
now I'm just gonna let everyone know, it's not glared out.
go.
We're not missing,
No.
the graphite lines or
Mhm.
anything like that. So tell us about this piece, Brendon.
Well, this piece is all the pieces.
Okay,
Uh,
wait, let me preface this. He's going full on artist mode for us
I
on
know.
this piece.
I have. Okay, so hear me out. I'll start at the top and we'll work our way down to the
Okay.
bottom. This is what I call a non-image. Okay, and this is like all right, if that one's positive, this would be a
I was
negative.
about to ask, is this negative, the negative space?
This is the negative space. However, this recorded all the songs that I wrote. This recorded all the pictures that I drew. And it may not be here in image, but it is here in physicality. And that is something that is clearer to see here in person. You may not be able to capture that on camera. And
Which is another reason why you need to come tomorrow to the. Yeah.
and it took me, and I recorded for a year. So that's what this 1 year later is about.
Mhm.
I'm calling this piece The Record because it caught everything. And this also, like, one of these things that I'm working on as an artist is how do we divorce, and I don't want to say that word. I'm careful. I'm trying to be careful with the use of that word. But how do we divorce image from art?
Mm.
And I feel like this is really important because we have there's some new creative forces on the field that we have to appreciate, and we also have to separate from. And
Are you talking about like AI or?
well, I would
something else?
never name
Well,
someone else.
I'm.
But maybe, if you can see that connection, well, then we'll go with that. So,
But you're talking about like, something that's imitating art. That's not really art. Is that what you're saying? I'm trying.
I don't want to be that controversial.
Oh.
All right,
my-
you said it, so we'll
Okay.
go with it.
Okay.
I agree with that statement. I agree with that wholeheartedly because, it'll tell you that, hey, I'm not creating here.
Mhm.
So even though there was no image prior to that, it has done something, and we should respect what it's done because it is new. But in the same way that I try to, let me digress just for a second here. I respect photography as an art, therefore I don't copy. Like, I have the ability to go photorealistic, but I don't,
Okay,
out of respect to photography
okay.
as its own craft. So now that we have, once again, this new player or this new source of creation, I want to allow that space to exist for it, as well as further redefine what art is and what it can be for us, because art is for us.
Right, right.
You know, not the business, the human. Therefore,
No,
this
you know
is
what?
going to be more what I create.
I really appreciate that thought process because the thing we will not name. I'll just refer to it.
He who shall not be named.
Exactly. You were exactly right. You hit the nail on the head. It recreates something that already exists, or that someone else has already created. Something else that's already been done. Maybe it changes it slightly, but the creative idea behind it is not that, it's not original when it's done by the other thing. And so by you doing something incredibly original that has nothing to be copied,
Right.
Essentially,
right.
You are building a hedge around your art. Is that the goal?
Yes.
Is that what you're, okay?
I feel like you're reading me like a book, and I almost don't like it, but no, you hit the nail on the head.
I just thought that was what you were basically saying, and I feel like that is making a you bring up a good point, and I think you're making a valid statement for artists. Just all artists, and I think that that's really important, Brendon. I am so glad to talk to you and hear an artist speak to that, because I've never had this discussion with an artist before, and so this is really a cool thing. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, y'all, this guy is a thinker and not just a whimsical creator of eclectic art. You put a lot into the pieces that you're creating. And I mean, obviously, this is a year of your life.
Yes.
Right? And so you are not going to spend a year of your life wasting your time. You're going to spend it
contrary to popular belief.
You're spending it investing your time.
Yes.
And you've got more than just things that please the eye here. You have pieces that make us think and reflect.
Yes.
And I'm so excited for people to come and see what you've done.
I'm excited too, and I can't wait for y'all to see the centerpiece.
Yeah.
I hate that I left it at home.
It'll be here when the people are here.
Right.
That's what's important. So yeah.
I think I wanted to see it for myself. All together, like.
Yeah. Well,
Alas.
That's okay. We'll see it tomorrow. Brendon, this has been absolutely one of my favorite conversations that I've had. Yeah. I mean, you have planted things in my mind that I just haven't thought about before. And so I am super excited for other people to come and get a chance to meet you and talk to you and learn about all of these incredible pieces of art that you've brought here. Your art will be here through the end of June.
Yes.
So
unless y'all come in and buy it all before,
right?
Then that's an option.
Exactly. So please plan to be here tomorrow evening, 5:30 to 8 p.m. That's Friday, April the 11th, 5:30 to 8 p.m.
Tomorrow, I am going to also come with my portfolio in hand. So there's some things that I have that I don't even know that I have that
Mm.
you'll have an opportunity to see tomorrow. But the portfolio is not going to stay here. So like,
Tomorrow's
You
the
gotta-
only chance we'll be able to see it, right?
yes,
Okay. Another reason to come tomorrow.
yes, exactly.
Very good.
I'll also have some special offers that, once again, tomorrow only. Like,
Okay,
so you got to be here for those.
I like it.
And I can't think of anything else. So we're gonna pray for the best possible outcomes
Exactly. So
for
we're gonna have
everybody.
our portfolio available tomorrow. Special deals, music
Music.
and refreshments.
Hey, you buy a picture, I'm buying you a bottle of champagne. You like Moet? I got you. You like Andre or Brut, you can have that too. But
So guys, come with your card, checkbook,
yes,
Venmo, Cash App, whatever.
positive attitude, positive energy, bring it, come on. Yes.
See it tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, we sure hope you guys will come by. And if for some reason you aren't able to make it tomorrow, his art will be here and it is a feast for the eyes. You're going to be really glad that you are here. So Brendon, thank you again. And listen, all right, yeah, all right.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Now, when we sign in from Trail Talk, we always say happy trails.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hey, hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow evening. And so until then, happy trails.
Very good.